Welcome everyone to the 46th edition of Master Mike's Wrestling Paradise. I'm your host, Master Mike Ambrose, and tonight, Game 1, NBA Finals. Got my jersey out. I know I always bring this shirt up every day, but I can't help it. It's Celtics Warriors tonight. Game 1 in San Francisco. Late start time, 9 o'clock, of course. Can't be 8, but it's 9, so we'll have to stay up tonight watching on the East Coast. I got the Celtics. I think I'd love to see them sweep, but we should see what happens. Game 1 tonight. I think the keys for victory for Boston. You gotta contain Curry and Thompson and Green, and play good defense. Maybe not try to overshoot the threes too much. Try to stay close, get inside, score. Play good defense. Make sure attack them. Don't let them. Make sure you get a good lead so that toward the end you don't let Curry get that ball in his hands, because he can hit those threes. That's what about Curry. He can really hit them. And Thompson, too, they're quite a duo, so you gotta make sure they're contained enough that they don't make that much of an impact tonight, so. And throughout the series, but starting tonight, set the tone early. They win one, get up 1-0. They've been going on the road, Celtics, during this whole postseason, so could be a momentum booster continuing into the finals if they win tonight. Let's move on to AEW Dynamite. The big news today, if you look all over the internet, is the MJF Pipebomb from last night. He went off on Tony Khan, signing why he's signing all these former WWE superstars and, former WWE superstars and all that. They're getting paid more than him, which is true. You see them fight that guy like Punk, Moxley, Danielson, Adam Cole. I mean, they're all making, not billions, but they're making in the millions together. And they're doing, the ratings haven't really gotten big since they showed up. And then you got Punk, who's MJF, who's a homegrown guy who should be. And then I think, like I said before, Page should have won last week, this past Sunday against Punk. Now Wardlow beat MJF, I have no problem because Wardlow's another guy you're building. But have like a battle royal. I know they don't do this; they don't like to do this all the time. But I would have had a battle royal, and MJF gets in. And he wins. Like, somehow he kind of does the old heel interference, sneak around heel. He wins, he becomes the number 1 contender, and he beats Page, I don't know, sometime it's the summer. AEW All Out in Chicago in the fall, I don't know. But maybe sometime this summer. And then do like a Chase MJF Wardlow for the title. You could have done that way, but they didn't, so. Punk's got the title, and that's that. MJF, he went off saying, he let off some F-bombs in this. He let off, obviously, he let off a lot of stuff. And whether it's work or shoot, I don't know. But you get people talking, it's the best thing to do in wrestling. Any publicity is good publicity in that regard. As long as you don't do anything too major and serious, like murder or stuff like that. As long as you don't do that stuff. As long as you just be regular stuff. Don't add anything in, like, bad stuff that's, like, not good. Just swears aren't going to do anything. Swears. I know it's not good to use too much profanity. Really not, but they blocked it. And like you said, stuff like this is good for talking. They get people talking. As long as people watch, as long as the ratings go up, let's make sure. If the ratings, show it, each week by week, then they're doing something. We don't, like I say, on the work suit. MJF's contract something like a year and a half. He could, we don't know yet if he has a signed extension or not. He said he'd like to go to WWF. We grew up watching. He would love to go, I've heard. He'd like to go to WWE someday, so we'll see. I think he'd do real well there. I think he's that talented guy. He's only in his 20s, so I think he's got a lot of potential to be a top level student in WWE or AEW, anywhere he goes. Anywhere. He'd be a star. Tanahashi, before that, after the CM Punk FTR beating the Acclaimed, and I think it was Austin Gunn, I believe, or Colton Gunn, one of the Gunn kids, Billy Gunn's sons. I'm not a big fan of the Gunn Club, to be honest with you, so I don't really care. Punk and FTR won, by the way. I like FTR. They're a great tag team, no doubt about it. Hiroshi, the Forbidden Door that's coming, the next big event in Chicago, Punk was saying, come through, and all of a sudden, here comes Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, New Japan legend. We all know everybody that's on this show will know that he's one of the biggest stars in the history of New Japan Wrestling, big Japan Wrestling. He's kind of like the Japanese equivalent to John Cena in that regard. They both, because he was around the same time New Japan when John Cena was in WWE, so that's the way it goes. And a lot of people think Hiroshi Tanahashi, kind of helped New Japan out when they were in their dire straits with what they call Inokiism. If you go back in time, when Inoki was doing like shoot fights in New Japan and kind of hurt the company, and Tanahashi brought him back up to make sure they're a number 2 company next to WWE in the world. It's WWE and New Japan. They're the top 2. And in Japan, New Japan's number 1. So, that's that. And Tanahashi was big into that. He's obviously a great wrestler. He's not my favorite Japanese wrestler of all time. I put Great Muta, Keiji Muto, and Kazuchika Okada, Juice Thunder Liger, and guys like that ahead of him. Ken Kobashi. Because there's a lot of great Japanese wrestlers, and those are just some of the few. So, but it'll be interesting to see what he does. NXT. I wonder about NXT 2.0. To me, the highlight of the show is the Toxic Attraction promo on Katana Chance, who, like I said, was real name is Casey Catanzaro from American Ninja Warrior. She goes by Katana Chance, and Kaden Carter and Wendy Chu. And they're like, if you go back and watch it, it's pretty funny the way they're like bickering, and I think it's entertaining. I don't care what the dirt sheet people say. I thought it was very entertaining. And they're like mocking them and stuff, and they're all like laughing. Gigi Dolan starts the tone by saying stuff, and then JC Jane piles on, and Mandy Rose finishes off. I mean, it is great. It's great stuff. I thought, it's hilarious. And we also had a great match between Carmelo Hayes and Nathan Frazier. It's NXT. I'll do a preview Saturday for NXT 2.0 in your house and Hell in the Cell and WWE Hell in the Cell. So we'll see what happens there. All right, I gotta get going. It's almost 6:30. The 2 hours of the game. They got like an hour pre-show and stuff. Out, and then the 9 o'clock when the game officially starts on ABC. So I'll see you then. All right, take care. Bye bye.